These were the scenes in Madrid as Spain book a place in the World Cup final, defeating France by 2-0. It will, of course, be New York. They'll be hosting that final on Sunday. Many thought it'd be France, but indeed it is the European champions who eliminate the favourites to go through, looking for their second ever World Cup. This is how things stand then. Spain are in the final. And tomorrow it's the little matter of England against Argentina to see who will face them at the MetLife on Sunday. Welcome in to the ESPN FC studios. Look at this for a lineup. Champions League winners, World Cup winners, Craig Burley. It's all go. Craig Macker, Frank Leboeuf, Santi Solari, all alongside me to reflect on what we saw go down in that semi-final. Spain defeating France by 2-0. Wow. Spain dominated right from the start. We'd see Lamine Yamal win a penalty, Oyarzabal would convert it, and then a beautiful team goal would see Pedro Porro guarantee the victory for Spain, who thoroughly deserved this victory, who dominated from the start, and are through to the final, Craig, very much on merit.
Played definitely their best game of the tournament. Surprised a lot by France. How not until the end they never really threatened Unai Simon, particularly in the first half. But Spain, we know they're good on the ball, but they've been super organised defensively this tournament. Only one goal, that was the game against Belgium. And for most part of this game, they looked solid tonight. A really, really professional performance from Spain, some good goals, and really nullified the Dembeles, the Michael Olise. You know, guys that have Kylian Mbappe, guys that have lit it up for France when they've been struggling, guys that have lit it up for their clubs. On one of the biggest of days, just didn't turn up. But you've got to give Spain a lot of credit for shutting them down. But I have to say, I'm surprised that it was as easy as it was in the end for Spain.
Those stats actually flatter France because they were actually quite close possession shots on target. But as Craig rightly said, Spain dominated the game, didn't they? France got a couple of efforts near the end of the game. But in general, Spain were excellent, and to nullify France, who have, as you said, who've been scoring 3s and 4s and 2s and 3s every single game, you thought they'd just come today and exploit the Porros, the Koubarsis, the Laporte, of course, who's playing in Saudi Arabia, but they made us all look like fools. Everybody thought France would get to the final, and Spain were incredibly dominant today. Very, very good performance from the Spanish.
Before that final, there was a debate in France. If France didn't win that World Cup, would it be a failure or a deception? And I would have gone, say, if you play a good game, if you give 100% and you hit the post 3 times and you lose 1-0 on penalty shootout, it can be a deception. But today, it's both of them. Because that was a failure. That game wasn't a good game. As you said, Spain deserved 100% to win. We didn't see anything coming from France being good. I think we can't find any chances that they could score. Maybe the Doué at when Unai Simon stopped the shot, but otherwise Spain were above France everywhere, and that's why you want to say hat off to the Spanish team. And you go back, disappointed, but you have to learn your lesson. It's hard. The World Cup is hard because, you don't need to run fast, at the beginning if you slow down around very close to the final. And it's what happened to the French team.
De La Fuente got everything right.
Yes.
Didn't he, Santi? You take a look. You've got Pedri on the bench, for crying out loud.
Amazing collective. Well, that is the coach taking a risk and believing in what he's doing. But it's an amazing collective effort from Spain. Towards the tactical aspect of the game, because they dominated, not from the beginning. I think the first 15, 20 minutes, France pushed forward. They were pushing with the fullbacks, Digne and Koundé. But then, after the first mistake that France makes, and one of the first incursions from Cucurella on the outside, that he crosses a mistake, a childish mistake, that punished very, very heavily France, because once Spain it's on top of you with 1 goal, and with that kind of possession of the ball, it makes it much more difficult.
Yeah, the first goal was incredibly important today, and it was
a penalty, obviously.
Yeah, it was a definite penalty, but it was but it was fairly amateurish, wasn't it? Going up in the air, not looking where you're clearing your lines. That effectively changes the game in a game of this magnitude, with such fine margins to give a penalty away and go behind, you thought.
But then there was no response really from.
No, and it could have been. But sorry,
It's okay. It's okay.
It could have been worse. You know, Olise could have been red carded as well because of the tackle from behind. Even if Maka thinks no.
Nope.
No, well, he played in England. I did too, but I was making the tackle. He was crying, but he at that time, whatever. But that could have been worse. And yes, that's the thing that I can't stand is the fact that we didn't have any reaction. Yeah. That maybe because Spain has a real thought about what they have to do on the field. Exactly. That is very solid.
Without the ball.
Yeah, without the ball.
Exactly.
They know exactly what they have to do without the ball. They, for sure, know what they have to do with the ball. France, you just wait. Normally, it's what it is. The patient. You have a tactical defensive action. Let's say, wait for them. And then, in transition, go fast. But we didn't see that.
Once you're losing, you don't get to get so many transitions because it's the other team that has the ball, and defensively, Spain was absolutely perfect.
Oh, perfect.
When I mean defensively, I don't mean the defenders. I mean the whole team, the midfielders and the attackers too, because the effort from Oyarzabal and Olmo to cover the triangle with the goalkeeper and the two centre backs and doing it perfectly. A very good high pressure with a very good high line from defending that showed. In the 36th minute, I think there are a few, 2 or 3 plays in a row in which Mbappé tries to run behind the back and he gets caught offside. And I think those plays show how well trained is.
If you said Kubasi and Laporte,
that's what I meant.
against this front four, you'd have said they're going to get caught running in behind. They're going to get caught, but they rarely put themselves in a bad position. True. That they left themselves so much. They squeezed.
What was France's best chance?
Doué
when the goalkeeper's out.
Near the end of the game.
But Spain squeezed the game, but not crazy.
No, but with every player, with the midfield.
With Rodri, and they squeezed the game, but they made sure they didn't leave like almost a whole half.
But then you have the goalkeeper, one chance with Mbappé running behind the back. And the goalkeeper, Unai, is in a very good position. So this is a system.
That's a team effort. Exactly. That's a real team effort. But I have to say, I'm sorry, but I didn't expect Laporte to be at that level. Playing in Saudi Arabia and being French. No, but
he's lucky he's not French now.
Well, you know, we say that about Olise.
That awful third, fourth playoff.
Yeah, we said that about Olise at the beginning of the World Cup. So no, we are. It's a backup, but really. What Laporte did with Kubarsi was absolutely fantastic.
You feel that he needs somebody like that next to him at Barcelona.
Let's give
that experience.
Let's give Cucurella and Porro to.
Oh yes, perfect.
Because when Porro plays for Tottenham, he's very inconsistent. Yeah. But he looks much better in this.
Well, he's been fantastic.
Spain side. But you talk about big decisions from De La Fuentes. Mm-hmm. You know, and we talked about Roberto Martinez in Portugal and Ronaldo and how he sort of bowed to Ronaldo. You know, he's in 40-odd years old. You got to make a big decision. He started with Fabian Ruiz. He then benched him for Dani Olmo. He then brings in Moreno, particularly off the bench. He then drops Pedri. Yep. This is a coach with a lot less experience than Roberto Martinez. Yeah. A lot less experience, and so he's made these big
less
calls.
Experience professionally, but De La Fuente has a huge experience.
Yes, I mean in terms of the professional ranks.
Yeah,
I know he's coached, a lot with.
But on another hand,
that's a big call with Pedri over the last couple of games.
Yeah, but on another hand, you really have to question Didier Deschamps why he decided to put back to Tchouaméni, where Tchouaméni just came back from injury. When you had Kone, we had the best French player in the knockout game before, and you wonder, so why do you change that? Why do the guy is always on top of it when he has the ball? Kone always go forward. Where we know Tchouaméni can slow down the game a little bit, of course maybe defensively is better because he played for Real Madrid. Maybe he knows the Spanish players more or in a better way. But I didn't understand that move. So maybe Didier will explain why, because it doesn't make any sense for me.
I didn't expect any changes from France for this game.
Yeah, Barcola maybe.
But this is it's always the same. When
you
coaches
lose.
make the changes and then you lose, and then you with the Monday newspaper we can. You know,
Santi, that's what we do.
No, we do it before the game, even. Before the
You know,
game.
that's this show.
Yeah, exactly.
But I can,
You sign for it.
I can show you the other part of it. For example, Deschamps decided Barcola to play today,
Yeah.
and it maybe as well, Doué could have played from the beginning, but the moment Barcola left the game, Spain scored the second
Runner.
goal. Yes, because Barcola made a great defensive effort today during the whole game. So it's so difficult sometimes to make these decisions.
Yeah, but Santi,
And it's they are so tiny.
the question mark.
He let Pedro Porro run off.
The thing is, people were saying Doué will be better to start because he can follow Pedro Porro, where Barcola is less a defender, which you are saying completely the opposite, and you are right. But I thought that was a great move because we all thought that Spain would be a little bit higher on the field, and the fact that Barcola can run, and we saw that the first 10 minutes before Spain scored the first goal, that he can surprise people behind the defense. But that's why he put him. I think is justified. Chouameni is not justified.
For Spain, there is always Rodri as well.
He was great again.
Yeah.
We questioned him coming back from injury, maybe not the same.
Just the positional sense.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't need to run about as much as
All of them, they were great.
because he's very, very clever. And he didn't have his best season at Man City, and he did have quite a lot of injuries, but he just reads the game so well. And
This was his best game, wasn't it, today? I thought he was magnificent, the same as you.
yeah, he's brilliant.